Okay, everyone, for those of you following along, Jen has been studying with Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. It's addictively fun and easy, and she's learning because she's going to be like completely fluent so she can communicate with her infants.
Guys, yes, you know I've been using Babbel. You're promising too much with complete fluency of the German language, but I can tell you with Babbel, I'm going to get very close. I am on a streak, Jess. So I've been doing this for a month, and you set a goal, right? It's a language learning app. The lessons are only 15 minutes. Honestly, for me, some of the lessons are like 5 minutes when you do a review. It depends on your learning speed. Some of them are like 20 minutes because, let's be honest, German is the language. Every morning I do it. I haven't missed a day because my phone reminds me, a little Babbel orange alert comes up, and then I get on the app and I do my thing. The best thing about this is I've tried other learning apps, and like I would start talking in German, but I honestly would have no idea what I was saying. Like if you showed me a picture, I'd be like, yeah, the chicken in the farm, but I didn't know if that's what I was saying. With Babbel, there's this little eyeball that I can tap on for a hint to get an exact translation of what I just said. And I find it so helpful. I'm a visual learner. But if you like flashcards, they have a flashcard way of reviewing. They have an audio way of reviewing. They also have podcasts. I am like just starting to understand the Berlin podcast they have for German learners. So it's going really well. And listen, German isn't the only other language. If you want to learn Spanish, French, Italian, more than 14 different languages are available on Babbel. And like I said, there are so many ways to learn, plus a 20-day money-back guarantee. Who doesn't love that?
Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code FATMASCARA. That's BABBEL.com, code FATMASCARA. Hey everyone, actress, singer, and entrepreneur Keke Palmer has a hilarious new podcast, Baby, This is Keke Palmer, on Amazon Music, and you're going to want to check it out.
Of course, you're going to want to check it out. Who doesn't love Keke Palmer? She's going to be asking the burning questions that keep her up at night. But honestly, they're probably the ones that keep all of us up at night, because she just has this way of talking about everything we're kind of thinking, and yet when she talks about it, it's much funnier. She's going to be talking to experts, friends, families about these kind of questions like, remember Tom from MySpace? Actually, what happened to him? We'll find out. Is OnlyFans only bad? How has dating changed in the digital age? And where would former child stars be if they weren't actors? She's well versed on that. And of course, I am so excited for the podcast. I think you guys will be too.
Follow Baby, This is Keke Palmer wherever you get your podcasts. And Prime members, you can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Hello, welcome to Fat Mascara. I'm Jen Sullivan.
I'm Jess Matlin. How are you?
Good. Sometimes I feel like I should start more like in a gentle podcasty voice, but then I remember our theme music and I'm like, no, we're fired up for
weird.
Beauty.
Yeah, it's a little off.
Like if I came in all smooth after our...
Do you remember our old music?
I miss our old music. That was even more bouncy and energetic, I think.
It was called Superstar.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
least we chilled out a little bit on that. This music is just upbeat and fun, which is what we
need
are.
to change it
How you
again?
doing, Jess?
Do we need to change it again?
I don't know. We'll ask the fam.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe we should do an Instagram poll. I don't know. Insta poll.
Ask our Facebook group. Are you not a member of our private Facebook group? Because you absolutely should
nice
be.
Segue.
It's called Raise a Wand. Go join it if you haven't already, because you don't even need us. Because all 7,000 of them are smarter than we are combined. So just if you have any beauty questions.
Hold on, real quick. Wait, I almost dropped a question. I think I might drop the question in the chat, in the Facebook group. And I was like, does this make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about? But then I was like, wait, I don't always know the answer. A real expert knows that they don't always know the answer.
Absolutely. I think we're very clear about if we don't know the answer, we know somebody who does. Then we're going to we got to get them on the podcast.
I'm not a dermatologist, a surgeon. I think we all know I sure as hell am not a hair expert. Anyone who's ever seen me knows that I'm not. And I'm also, I'll never forget when I learned very quickly I was not a makeup artist when Makeup by Mario kind of told me so.
That ruined you for
It kinda
life.
scarred me.
When we interviewed him like 4 years ago now, I want to say, he offhandedly in the sweetest way
sweetest
said
thing.
Jess's eyeliner reminded him of the way his mom and sisters
No,
did
it was
their
his
eyeliner.
sister. But
His sister, okay.
No, but listen, actually, I brought it up on like an interview recently. It made me feel better because he said he liked it, but he said it was imperfect, like how his sister or something does it. And I was like,
And
shit.
all your Virgo personality heard was imperfect.
I was like, oh, like I look like, what's going on? What's going on here? I thought it looked okay. Anyway, here's the question. So I really regret not taking a photo of this, Jen, because I wanted to send it to you. I actually didn't want to send it to like anybody else because I felt like you would appreciate this.
Send it to the fam. Send it to the fam.
No, it's too late. My mom had in her room all like these bins of like things that like were from storage, that were taken out of storage. When I moved out of my parents' house almost 20 years ago, we had to put stuff in storage. And I thought it would be a good idea to put all of these like beauty products in a bin because they were like special to me, but they weren't like collector's items necessarily. I guess I just thought they were sealed up. I don't know. Maybe I thought I'd like never like work in beauty again or get free products. I don't know what was going on in my head, but they were in a Tupperware. And
like a time capsule.
It was a time capsule. I should have just taken an aerial shot because Jen, old packaging, old brands, old everything. It was like Jergens, like 10 formulas ago, Benefit products that don't exist, Mac Heatherette collection, insane stuff. And it was just so crazy. Anyway, it all had to go in the trash because like some of it was leaking, brands that don't exist. But one thing that I found was, this was the question for the FM fam, real hair extensions that I had that were like custom. This was not like Ricky's wild Halloween hair extensions. Beautiful hair extensions. They're 20 years old. A, do I keep them? B, what do I do with them? Can I donate them? I don't think you trash them. They're like worth thousands of dollars.
Wait, first of all, I want to know what color they were because you're auburn.
Dyed to match my hair.
Right. So how did it compare to your hair color today?
Brighter, much brighter. Because like at the time I was like, in my early 20s, like I didn't need to dye my hair. This was like,
and you had a bright red, and now you have like more of an auburn, I would say.
But these were like beautiful, beautiful hair extensions. And like I have long hair now. I don't need hair extensions. But what if I'm older and like I don't have any hair and I'll want them? You could probably like dye them again. But
I feel like at that point your head will be a different shape and you'll want to get a new set. And
I don't know what to do with them. But hair is so valuable.
Oh yeah, you could donate them.
Could I donate them? Like, what do I do with them?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I will find a resource for you, but I guarantee you there's a wig maker that will take a set of beautiful, real hair extensions.
Even 20-year-old hair?
Well, hair, if it was done well,
okay,
the same as like a good wig or a good piece. I mean, like, yes, it'll wear out eventually, but like if it was cared for and like.
Yeah, they're in a beautiful bag.
You tell me. I'm sure they were still in nice shape, I'm guessing.
They still smelled like perfume.
Oh, what now? Give us the era. Was it Gucci Rush?
No, this is like early 2000s.
Gucci Rush? Oh, I guess it was late 90s. Early 2000s. What were we all wearing? Was it Britney Spears?
I was just about to say it's like
Curious?
It's like right about the time of Curious, but
there you go. There you go. Oh, I wish you had taken a photo. And yeah, we should still ask the fam. I guarantee you there's somebody who works at a hair salon or knows something about this. And that's what's so great about our listeners because, and by the way, I should mention, if you're new to the podcast, hi, welcome. Hi. We actually are beauty experts.
Yes,
we are not ourselves dermatologists.
Yes. I'm not a practitioner.
Both of us have more than 20 years of experience in the beauty industry, working in retail, journalism.
Or we have archival knowledge, clearly. Like I literally had archives in the home, archives.
I can't believe you didn't take a picture.
I know. I think I was just so like freaked out. I was like, we gotta get rid of this. Like I was like trying to be helpful.
Lovely story. Nothing makes me happier than revisiting beauty products from the past, like a little time capsule of a culture. Like you show me a beauty ad, I could probably tell you how old I was when I saw it.
1,000%.
I'd more remember from a magazine the beauty ads in it than probably the articles I read at a certain point in my life, which is saying something. Anyway, welcome to the pod.
You just got back. So Jen,
I just got back from Florida. I had a little girls trip. That was super fun. Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Well, I know I was really hoping. I knew you weren't going to be there. It wasn't a surprise. But last night I went to a deeply fabulous beauty dinner. It was really just to celebrate, not like so much of like a launch, but like to celebrate the line. I think they had like a proper launch yet, actually, for Perfume Head, which is a very cool brand.
They absolutely are launched, Jess. They're on Violet Grey right now.
They've launched, but like I don't think they had like a big New York launch yet, like a launch party. I mean, so Perfume Head.
And have you really launched if you haven't had a New York launch party?
I mean, that is the question at the end of the day, right? They are an LA-centric brand. They're very much inspired by the city of LA.
Perfume Head. I don't know if you said the name yet.
Did I say Perfume Head? I thought I said it. And I think they're just very cool. They have not a tremendous amount of scents, which I like. It's like quite tight. And I really like how they kind of like position the brand. It says, welcome to the Osmocosm. What is the Osmocosm? It's where every place has a scent, every scent has a story. So it's not like it's not like a brand where like this fragrance is about this note or this one is about that note. It's really about building little world.
Yeah, they come with little poems. The one I got comes with a poem.
Yours came with a poem. Yours came with a poem.
Yeah, they all do. The one I chose.
Alone Together.
Yeah, Alone Together.
Oh, is that?
That's the one I love.
Okay. Yeah, Alone Together, they have their poem. I'm not going to read the poem, but the inspirations are like Margot Robbie at Flamingo Estate, photographed for British Vogue. It's bed sheets that make the skin purr. Santorini, Santa Fe, Seychelles.
Okay, Santorini I get because it's definitely a citrus, Alone Together, because it's like lime on the top, pink pepper, basil, little vetiver, lavender on the bottom. It's like a woody citrus. I'm so predictable. Why do I always go for the woody citrus?
I love. Okay. This. Oh God, I want to try this one. Okay, Somewhere. Okay, so here we go. The movie Somewhere by Sofia Coppola, which is in L.A. Maui, Montecito, Marrakesh, Monet's Garden. This is a citrus floral green. The emotion is euphoria. The time of day is 3 p.m. So everything is like a whole universe. I hate to say a mood, but a kind of mood. I love the whole like cinematic vibe. I think it's fucking great. I love it. I'm so excited. I want more.
You know what I want to say, but I'm not because people are sick of me.
What?
I was going to say, is it an aesthetic, Jess? All right, I'm done.
Oh,
I'm
God.
Done. That's it. That was last time, guys. That's last time.
No, but it's like you could build a room. You get the sound. You get the movie. You get the food. You get the actress.
It's a well done fragrance brand, luxury fragrance brand. So welcome.
It's luxury. You have to have
welcome
a few
to the
$100.
beauty sphere, the Osmocosm.
Osmocosm,
great name.
I mean, Osmocosm could be also have been the brand name. I think it's really cool, and I'm very excited about it. Really, really well done, and just very exciting. Very exciting. Oh, and I was pissed you weren't at the dinner.
I know. I'm sorry I wasn't there. It would have been nice to hang out with you and smell perfumes, but what can we do? Don't worry. I was still busy down in Florida collecting the week's news, analyzing it, thinking about what's important to all of you.
Lounge chair.
Absolutely. Bringing you the trends, bringing you the science corner. That's right. Okay, so we're going to get into that. And then we're going to raise some wands. Let's do the podcast. Every time a little comes on, I'm also like, should we change that music? I think we're coming up on 500 episodes soon. I think it might be time for a music refresh. Okay, everyone, let's talk about Bold Glamour. I'm sure you've heard about it this week. It is a new filter on TikTok that kind of took over the beauty conversation for the past 10 days because people are appalled by it. I don't know why they're appalled. Why this one feels weird to me. Actually, I do, because I was quoted at length about it in a Business of Fashion article. What am I saying? No, Rachel Strugatz wrote about this in her Business of Fashion column. But basically, a lot of people were commenting that it was very disturbing. And the reason being, it doesn't really like glitch. Like usually, you put on a filter and like you move your hand in front of it, or like you have a friend come next to you and it's like, it's a filter. You could take a whole video with this on, especially if you have a certain lip shape, and never realize it. Now, for me, it was very obvious that the filter was on because I have a lip divot, and this kind of gives you no lip divot. But ultimately, what confused her and what a lot of people are talking about is like, why this filter all of a sudden are we like upset with? because it's so surreal. Like all of these filters, like TikTok defaults to putting a filter on you. I actually had like a moment where I thought, oh my God, is this why TikTok got popular? Not because of algorithms, but because whenever you take a video, you just look a little bit better than you do in real life. And it's nice to think you might look like that. I don't know. The whole thing's disturbing. But if you want to check it out, go on TikTok. Search for the bold glamour filter. My ultimate take on this is that it is feeding back to us the beauty standard of our time. And those beauty standards, as Jess and I have discussed recently quite a bit, change so frequently these days. It's almost like a new makeup trend. Like, oh, big lips are in, no lip divot is out. Now we've got sculpted, JK, now we've got plump cheeks. So it gives you that plumped up cheek with a buccal fat removal kind of look, along with some very bold brows, some soft contouring. It's just funny to me because it looks like everybody starts to look like when they get cosmetic injections done.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, well, I think that sort of was also what the moment was, that people were like, "What? Another one? This is insane." So people
I'm so bored of it.
Yeah, so people have been taking videos where they take it off to show how ridiculously it warps your facial features. I'll just say this. Many of the influencers that are showing, look how crazy it made me look, have filters on their stuff all the time. They're just much more subtle. So it's just a different take on the whole idea of changing your appearance. But check it out, Bold Glamour Filter. Okay, I promised everybody I would look into skin sobering. I believe I called it Sober Skin last week, but the book is called Skin Sobering. It's by Erin Yuet Tiam, a researcher with a PhD in health studies, and Ryuichi Utsugi. He's a plastic surgeon in Japan. So I got the book. I read the book. And honestly, the reason I saw the book was actually on Mamma Mia. They were like, what is sober skin? And I was like, well, Mamma Mia, what is sober skin? The thesis is that skin sensitivities are the beauty product industry and beauty products. So, all right. I appreciate that idea. I think this would probably be a great thesis if we were living 2,000 years ago, before fertilizers were used, before there was GMOs and microplastics and hormones in our food and modified foods and treated tap water and heavy metals in the tap water. Everything that humanity and the industrial complex, Jess loves when I say that, has brought to the world. Of course, if it was back then, just using water would make sense. But all these other things that are part of being human today mess with your skin. I don't know. I just found it such a weirdly privileged and weird way of talking about oh, if you just use water, it'll all be okay. It disregards all the struggles of people with hyperpigmentation, acne, things that make them not feel good. And sure, you can walk people through how to stop using products and maybe those would fade a little, but that's a really hard thing to do if you have to go to your job every day and not feel good about how you look. So I was not into that idea. Plus, they don't want you to use sunscreen. The author says she'd much rather wear a face shield and head-to-toe UPF fabric. I just don't think that that's something a lot of people can do. And then I was like, wait, what about makeup? Then we got to the makeup chapter. You're only supposed to do makeup on key areas of your face, like on your eye or your lip, not all over your face. And I was like, you can't have it both ways. If you're going to put some eyeliner on, all of a sudden you've introduced all the things you just talked about. So it was interesting. I came to it with an open mind. I think the plastic surgeon in Japan has a lot of interesting things to say, and I appreciate that she's trying to bring that to a wider audience. I don't think in the end it's a super strong case for this idea of quitting all beauty products. However, if that's something you wanted to do otherwise, maybe for environmental reasons, I applaud you. Maybe for health reasons, I applaud you as well. If you want help going through that, because obviously when you stop using beauty products, the shit hits the fan for a little while, this might be a good book for you because it helps you step through that and tells you replacements and what's going to happen and why it's happening. But if you are happy with the way you look or happy with using products, I'm not sure there's anything in here that is going to be revolutionary for you, but I did tell you guys I would look into it, so I did look into it. That's where I landed.
Thanks, Jen.
Jess, what's your thought on fragrance dupes? Do you ever wear them?
Fragrance has gotten so expensive. I was just talking about how I'm crazy about a $425 fragrance before. So I'm quite conscious that that's a car payment that's a nice size car payment for some people. So I'm not going to say
car.
for a nice car. So I'm not going to stick my nose up at the idea of getting a dupe. I know there's a lot of I get served on Instagram smells just like Baccarat, blah, blah. So I'm not going to stick my nose up and say you shouldn't no. But I also like really love the art of perfumery, and I don't think that it's like apples to apples to say that what Dominique Ropion is doing is the same thing you're going to get in a $9.99 thing. But if you want to get the smell of a dupe, if you want to try to get the smell of big fragrance for lesser money,
Also brings people into the
have at it.
world of fragrance that we love that maybe wouldn't have access otherwise.
Yeah. I know like there's so many people who love fragrance and they have so many of like less expensive fragrances. And like I consider them just as big fragrance fans as somebody who's, I only wear.
Got the $300 Byredo or whatever.
Yeah, they're just as passionate. I know people across both parts of the world.
I've always been torn because in my head I was like, is this like the Napster of perfume? Am I stealing the genius of someone and not giving them credit? In this article, which is by Emily Jensen, she talked to a professor who writes about copyright and intellectual property. And in Europe, they've tried to litigate this. Like when there's like a dupe that is inspired by a particular fragrance, on a case-by-case basis, a company might bring suit against them saying like, oh, you've infringed on copyright. And it's never gotten anywhere because you can't copyright a fragrance. You can copyright a fragrance name, obviously, but the smell itself, you can't. And so a lot of companies, they use chemical analysis and reverse engineer these fragrances. I've smelled some and I'm just like, yes, that reminds me of the famous fragrance. Like Dossier, for example, has like woody sandalwood. So you smell it and you're like, oh, okay, Le Labo Santal. And in fact, it says on the page, obviously, inspired by Le Labo Santal. But they don't wear the same. If that's what you can afford or what you want to wear. Also, maybe you like the smell better.
We've never asked anyone this. So we should ask if we have Francis Kirkjian on the show or we have like.
Oh, well, I know what Francis would say, yes.
Well, what do you think he would say?
Well, actually, his business partner was quoted in this article, too. I think he would say it's not the same. Like, it's all the research that goes into it.
No, but do you think they would be upset?
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that I don't know. Let's ask someone.
No, of course they were not going to be like, oh, yeah, it's just the same.
Or be like, I love it, it's so flattering. Because Balenciaga isn't out here saying, so flattering when Zara rips off our bags and makes them for like 10% the cost.
But at the same time, the Zara doesn't say like inspired by Balenciaga. All these brands they're literally giving free advertising. Like, we know you can't afford this amazing thing right now, but this is like the next best thing. What other product does that?
I will tell you, though, you bring up a very interesting point. It's funny you mentioned Zara. This isn't a dupe, but Zara also has I always say Zara, has a full fragrance line, right, of all different perfumes.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like Zara Gardenia? A lot of people have mentioned.
They're quite nice.
Yeah, it smells like YSL Black Opium. Yeah. All the fragrance heads kind of know which ones they're inspired by. So even though they might not be dupes, they're clearly taking inspiration from an artwork that they didn't create. See, I think we mentioned that one. Alt fragrances, Okcha. And no, they're not illegal. So don't feel badly if you want to try a fragrance and you haven't been able to try the original or buy the original. Some of them are excellent and help you learn about fragrance and learn about notes so that you can grow your fragrance collection, which I am all about. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was very interesting. Okay, moving through the news, Ulta is joining the Sustainability Consortium. I originally got very excited about this because in the press release, Ulta Beauty was talking about its sustainability efforts, and I applaud any efforts. And theirs include diverting 14,800 tons of waste from landfills. In 2021, they also invested $1.6 million in energy retrofits to like kind of be more energy conscious. I'm just going to point out that is probably because that saves them money in the long run, maybe not the good of their hearts. But okay, they're joining this consortium. And so I wanted to look into it just because I was like, should every retailer be joining this? What other brands are joining this? And I'm not ultimately sure this is a lot more than putting like a Band-Aid or like saying, look, we're trying. So I got really excited about this, but then I realized you always have to do your homework with these kind of things. It's a little bit of an optics thing because it made me feel like they were making huge changes in sustainability. And in reality, this is more of a learning curve. Mm-hmm. The Sustainability Consortium, they do research into trying to be more eco-conscious. They do research into how to have more sustainable practices as consumer products. But if you join their consortium, you don't actually have to make any changes to your business to join. You are joining so that you can learn how to make those changes. And you just pay like a large membership fee, which they use for research and everything. So it's a nice way to show that you care about the environment and obviously are taking steps, but it doesn't mean they have taken huge steps yet. So I'm hoping
you don't have to change your business practices yet.
Yes, exactly. Like some things you join, like, oh, I'm going to be a B Corp. You have to show that you did X, Y, Z, or, whatever other certification. This isn't a certification like this. This is to show that they are trying to make more sustainable choices in the future. So I'm going to applaud that. But also just like look into whenever you see, a brand talk about its eco-conscious efforts, like make sure they're doing more than they're saying. Put the action behind the words. All right. It's time for the Science Corner. We haven't heard my Science Corner music in a while, and we're not getting rid of my Science Corner music. Here it is. Okay, over at Chanel, they're not just making fashion, they're making skin. I'm sorry. They're researchers. It sounded so creepy the way I just said that. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second.
They're researchers.
Way to like unchic Chanel.
No, it's their high-tech skincare brand on top of all the other stuff they do. Anyway, Their researchers in partnership with Lab Skin Creations have successfully used 3D bioprinting to make human skin, which has happened before. We've heard about this, but that on which a dark spot can appear. So now they'll be able to test pigment brightening ingredients, spot fading ingredients, not on humans yet, but on this bioprinted skin matter, because as we all know, like spots are a big concern for a lot of people. In fact, according to research, as they were talking about this and saying they now have the ability to do this in conjunction with Lab Skin Creations, they revealed some research that's demonstrated if you look at two faces, we've heard research like this before, but I'm curious what you think, Jess. You look at two faces, they're exactly the same. One of them has some dark spots, just some dark spots on the cheeks. How much older would that face be rated on average?
How much older?
If you have spots.
20 years maybe?
Oh, you think
20 years.
No more wrinkles, no nothing, just the spots makes it look 20 years older? Wow. Okay. The average is about 4, but okay. I'm not about it. But yeah, so when you have spots, it makes you appear about 4 years older than you actually are.
I took a swing.
Well, damn, then you better use some Chanel products because they're going to be coming out with thanks to this new technology because they'll help fade spots and things. And I just think it's cool that the less we have to test on animals or without the cost of testing on a huge human consumer perception study, Visi analysis, all of that, they'll be able to bioprint up a bunch of skin with spots and test different ingredients on it to see which ones perform the best. So I'm excited to see if that means there's going to be some new spot faders over at Chanel or elsewhere because that company obviously can do that kind of bioprinting for other companies as well. And that is your Science Corner. And that is your news.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
Thank you to my audience of, I was going to say one, but there's thousands of you out there. I hope everybody's not clapping along, just Jess.
Okay, everyone. For those of you following along, Jen has been studying with Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. It's addictively fun and easy, and she's learning because she's going to be like completely fluent so she can communicate with her infants.
Guys, yes, I've been using Babbel. You're promising too much with complete fluency of the German language, but I can tell you with Babbel, I'm going to get very close. I am on a streak, Jess. So I've been doing this for a month, and you set a goal, right? It's a language learning app. The lessons are only 15 minutes. Honestly, for me, some of the lessons are like 5 minutes when you do a review. It depends on your learning speed. Some of them are like 20 minutes because let's be honest, German is a language. Every morning I do it. I haven't missed a day because my phone reminds me, a little Babbel orange alert comes up and then I get on the app and I do my thing. The best thing about this is I've tried other learning apps and like I would start talking in German, but I honestly would have no idea what I was saying. Like if you showed me a picture, I'd be like, yeah, the chicken in the farm, but I didn't know if that's what I was saying. With Babbel, there's this little eyeball that I can tap on for a hint to get an exact translation of what I just said, and I find it so helpful. I'm a visual learner. But if you like flashcards, they have a flashcard way of reviewing. They have an audio way of reviewing. They also have podcasts. I am just starting to understand the Berlin podcast they have for German learners. So it's going really well. And listen, German isn't the only other language. If you want to learn Spanish, French, Italian, more than 14 different languages are available on Babbel. And like I said, there are so many ways to learn. Plus, a 20-day money-back guarantee. Who doesn't love that?
Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code FATMASCARA. That's BABBEL.com, code FATMASCARA. Okay, it's time to raise a wand. Here we go. We've got one from Rosanna from Chicago.
Hi, Jess and Jen. My name is Rosanna, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller. The reason why I'm calling this time is for your request on recommendations for the best moisturizing lip products. I love lipsticks, and that's my favorite makeup product, and I have a lot of lipsticks. But despite all that, I have way more of my favorite. It's the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I have many of them in different places, my purse, my jacket pocket, my car, all these different places for many reasons. One is pretty moisturizing. My favorite colors are Summer Fruit and Strawberry Cheesecake. They offer a variety of colors. Those are my favorite. What I like is I can put it on pretty easily, not even having to use a mirror. It wears off, as it eventually does, really nicely, and that it leaves a little bit of a stain, but not to the point where it looks drying or it looks clownish. They're only $6. They're really small, but it's only $6. So it allows you to try a couple different colors to see which ones you enjoy, and they're pretty moisturizing. There's my recommendation. I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for the podcast.
Rosanna, thank you. I love that people still love our homework and are moisturizing our lips with us. Also, bargain, coming in with a bargain, $5 lip product.
I have to say, I've used that one before. I've used that one before. It's very good.
It's good.
It's very good.
It's good. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Our listeners know. They're the best. Oh, we have new homework, don't we, Jess? We have a new Raise a Wand request.
And I'm really excited about this one because it feels very obvious. And I feel silly that I have not given you this homework before.
Right?
People, what mascara do you love? And I ask also, not just because it's obvious, but it's A, it's the name of the show, but B, like, it's so hard to find a good one. It's so hard. What are you loyal to? What have you recently discovered?
It's one of those things where, like influencers can't help you here because you know it depends on the person.
Influencers can't help you here. That sounds dire. That sounds really scary.
I'm just saying, like, I've tried some that I get really popular on social media. I'm like, not for me, because it's such an individual decision.
I trust our listeners far more than any influencer. I know they'll give us the real.
All right, we've been doing this for a little while. We've never asked you. Now is the time. Send us your Raise a Wand.
Yeah, voicemail, email.
Make a little voice memo. Email it to info@fatmascara.com. Call me. Jess, what's the phone number?
212. Jen's hot. So stupid. I don't know. I was going to say something like you had like more terrible and vulgar.
No, it's 1-900. No, it is not. It is 1. That's the U.S. area code because I would like our listeners all around the globe to share their favorite mascara. Maybe you've got something down that you got at Mecca down in Australia and I don't know about it. I need to know about it. Call us. 1-646-481-8182. International rate supply. So yeah, you might just want to email us a voice memo, record that on your phone, email that to info@fatmascara.com. I'm so excited to hear what the fam uses on their eyelashes.
Like I want mass, I want prestige, I want randoms.
Tell us why you love it. Is it thick? Is it juicy? Is it super black? Is it not smudge?
Is it blue? Is it burgundy? Can you tell it's the end of the week?
I don't know why you sounded like Ron Burgundy when you said burgundy. Is it blue? Is it green? Is it burgundy? All right.
Okay, let's get serious.
Oh, no, we're not done. We got to raise our own ones. What do you got for us?
Okay, let's get serious, okay? I'm going to go to a very serious product. Concealer. But it's not just concealer. Let's start with the name of the product, okay? Monica Blunder Cover. Have I talked about this yet?
Potentially, but it's worth a second.
I don't know. I feel like I remember saying blender cover on this mic because it's just saying blender cover. It makes me laugh.
Did she? Okay, keep going.
Blender
keep going.
cover. Okay. If you can write and be like, Jess, you already talked about this. If I did, I don't really think I did. So blender cover. Jen is fact checking me right now.
Real-time fact checking. Keep going.
Real-time fact checking.
You didn't. Kate Hudson did.
Oh, okay. Well, me and Kate, we're both very laid back, kind of like earthy girls.
Great.
Okay.
That honestly, guys, go revisit that episode. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed interviews. That was a great episode 317. Anyway, go on about blender cover.
Okay. So blender cover is this. It comes in a little glass, little glass jar. And it is a very dry, I called it concealer, and it's kind of more of a concealer. Like I use it more as a concealer, but you can use it as a foundation. So it's like a base. Or you could use it as like a tint. When I say dry, it's a very dry texture concealer. If you've ever used Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, Jen is nodding in agreement. It's that sort of texture. It's not a very creamy concealer, and it's obviously not like a wet kind of like foundation-y kind of thing. I need just a little bit under my eyes. It's very like dense. And then you can also sheer it out. But Monica Blender also sells a product called Undercover, which is a moisturizer that's quite matte. And it's like the perfect base for that. P.S. Moda doesn't sell that yet. But I brought the blender cover on because it's freaking awesome. I often just travel with this if I'm just like, because it's very light and does everything. But lately I've just been using a little bit of this. Easy peasy rush in the morning under the eyes and around. We all know this tip. If you want to like not wear a lot of makeup, just around like the red bit around your nose.
Yeah.
And then around the corners of your mouth.
Yeah.
Around the nostrils, around the corners of your mouth, and around like any red bit like on your chin or something, and then underneath your eyes. Jen, did you teach me this tip? I think you might have. Where you look down into like a mirror as you apply your concealer and you can see exactly where you need the concealing.
Nick Lujan.
Pardon?
We can thank Kevin Aquan, makeup artist Nick Lujan for that tip.
So yeah.
I just repeated what Nick said.
And I do that, and then I just blend it out, bam, 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 and I'm done. So I'm into it, and it freaking stays put because it's so dry. But don't think dry like it's going to crack in your, wrinkles. It's just it doesn't budge because it's not slippy, slidey like a Glossier kind of stretch concealer. It's like the polar opposite. Glossier stretch concealer is like a 0. This is like a 10 on the scale.
I keep getting the giggles of how this is like you keep saying dry, and she uses German numbers for her shade names, right?
Yeah, she's German. Monica Blender's German.
I know, which also made me think, oh my God, as a true test of my Babel learning journey, should we have Monica on for me to talk to in German?
we should have her on.
We should have her on
and
regardless.
You guys just...
Oh God, I can't hold a conversation. I'm too embarrassed. But what's funny is drei in German is 3. So there's a shade, and I think it's my shade, drei, 3.
Oh, that's
so.
funny.
And you keep saying D-R-Y, D-R-E-I.
Drei.
You're probably eins.
Drei.
Eins or zwei. Which color are you? What should be dry?
Eins, one.
Eins, one. Okay, yeah, because you do have fair skin. Her products are like good stuff.
Yeah, I only found out. I'm like flipping my words around. Sorry, guys.
It's not like you have a podcast or anything. I have to speak clearly to people. It's fine.
I don't know. I'm just worried. I'm worried I fell or something because my words are getting all flipped up lately.
Oh, is it perimenopause? Brain fog.
It might be. Oh my God.
I think that every day.
I just keep on flipping.
Every day.
My words keep on flipping. I found out about Monica Blender's line like only within the past year, and other people have been bringing up the blender cover. I forgot about Kate Hudson and the blender cover, but people really like this stuff.
Well, clearly
it's good.
Popular for a reason. I love that.
Yeah. Her blush is good too.
Yes.
Okay, what's going on? What else do you have?
I was tempted not to bring this up, but I was like, I wouldn't be being real with the fam.
I'm scared.
It's a candle. It's a candle.
Oh, you're going to feel like
candle. It's a pricey candle.
I thought it was going to be something very like private.
No, it was just like, I think it's been written about a lot and it's gotten a lot of press, and I wasn't sure I would love it, and I'm obsessed with it. And like I talk about this brand a lot, so it's fine, whatever. It is the Dias and Durga pasta water candle. I'm sure you saw that this came out.
I saw the hype. I haven't experienced it myself.
There was a lot of hype. You know me. I hate when there's hype and I like want to like tell you what's not worth your money because like, no, the hype is just hype. Sorry, it's totally worth the money because lately I've been trying a lot of candles that I'm like, too much. Like it's like a flower shop in here. Now we're in an ocean. I want it to be just subtle enough that you're like, it smells expensive in here. You know what I mean? Like that kind of candle
I got
where
you.
the throw is really big. So it permeates the scent, but the scent itself is more subtle. So, and that's a hard thing to do, I think. I think usually, anyway, I won't get
Very
into
hard.
that. Let me tell you what pasta water smells like. It smells like pasta water, but like the wheat, the soft wheat. I feel like I'm running through like a golden field. Okay, Jess, you're the art history major. I'm in a Wyeth painting. I forget which Wyeth.
Yeah,
Andrew?
I got you.
I'm there.
Yeah.
It's wheat. It's a little bit of mineral on the air of a spring breeze. I think that might be the saline because it's salted pasta water. It's that smell, yeah, after you cook a pot of pasta. But like take that and elevate it times 1,000 and you've got this candle and you probably think like, oh, it's not going to smell anything. I'm not going to spend $70 on a candle that literally smells like barely anything. Oh no, you will smell it. It will make your room beautiful. And I have been burning it nonstop for the last 2 weeks. And I'm only like a third of the way down the glass jar. So DS and Durga candles they're well made that way. So the pasta water candle, I think they did it in conjunction.
I love to hear that you're not going to get like screwed with one of those candles.
Yeah, I have another not pricey brand, but like a $50 candle. And I was like, whoo, that was gone. You know what I mean? Like you burn it for one day and you're like, where'd that go? But no, this one's sticking around. Yeah. I also love when DS and Durga candles are gone. I pour a little boiling water from the kettle in there to dislodge the wick at the bottom. And then I clean them out. And they are the most beautiful, like amber colored makeup brush jars, which I've been using them for my makeup brushes. Yeah.
Good tip.
Yeah. There's a little tip, but also pasta water candle, blender cover, some NYX lip gloss. Thank you, Rosanna.
I think that is a good shopping list.
Yeah, you know what to buy.
Very
but
nice.
Tell us about the mascara. Don't forget, before you get your beauty sleep, go make a voice memo about your favorite mascara. Send it to Jess and Jen. We love you. Okay.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Razor One product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.